You what's good, family? Welcome to the Wealth Talk podcast. You got the Wolf with you. All right, and today we're going to talk about some splits on the stock market, government shutdown, making sure that you're staying solid no matter what, so that way you do not miss out on this wealth run. All right, family. Now, the market's been moving funny lately. Netflix just did a 10 for 1 split. The government is still arguing over a budget, and traders can't decide if we're headed up or sideways. So today we're going to break all of that down, what that Netflix split really means for you, how this shutdown mess affects your pockets, and the mindset you need really just to keep building when the economy is shaky. Let's get into it. All right, family. Before every episode, we got to get into our disclaimer. This podcast is for educational purposes only and conversation only. So it's not financial advice. Always do your own research before you make any money moves. Do not sue me. Do not have anything for you. Just try to help y'all out, fam. All right. And we always got to get into our money mindset moment, which is just one of our positive affirmations. And for today's, that one is discipline builds wealth. When excitement fades, the goal isn't to look smart, it's to stay consistent. Your plan matters more than the perfect moment. Discipline builds wealth when excitement fades. The goal isn't to look smart, it's to stay consistent. Your plan matters more than the perfect moment. All right, we're gonna pop it off with that one. Bet. So first, let's get into the market pulse and really just the shutdown vibes and how this is affecting all of us. Now, the government shutdown's been holding everything hostage. When DC freezes, data stops flowing, no payroll numbers, no spending reports, and Wall Street hates the dark because at the same exact time where we're at right now in the markets, we need the Federal Reserve, which is data dependent, to get this data in order for us to have some type of easing in the markets. All right, so we're also looking for another, rate cut. It may not happen in December if the Fed doesn't have the data that they need. So this actually was starting to wear down a little bit on Wall Street. Before, it wasn't as bad because with no data, especially if it was bad data, it didn't really affect the market. Now we're at a point, now that earnings has happened, we need a little bit of this, a little bit of this economic data to come in to help us get the next leg up. So it's getting tough right now. And it's not just about politics, it's about confidence. Businesses delay projects, investors hesitate, and volatility starts to creep back in. Now, if you're a trader, you may like this volatility, but if you're just a long-term holder or investor, you may not like it. So it's getting a little bit tough out there, family. Now, optimism is growing that the government might reopen soon. And we saw on Friday how this affected the market when that news article did come out. Now, if that happens, expect a quick pop across all the indexes. But if talks still drag, brace for more choppiness, meaning big swings, fast reversals, and no clear trend of what's going to happen next. Now, the move here is just patience. No, do not chase anything, family, especially if you're new to the market. You want to build up as much cash as possible because we saw what happened back in April. It took one tweet from the president for everything to completely dump. So you really want to be patient and you want to wait for things to come to you. So have your alerts set, have your favorite stocks that you've been looking to buy, dollar cost average while you can, and wait for your moment. Now, watch how the market reacts when that reopen headline hits. Usually the reaction says more than the news itself. So you definitely want to be prepared for that. Right, fam? Now, there's a lot to unravel when it comes to the economy, and there's always stuff you need to look into. So make sure you have reliable sources, whether that's me and Giwa talking to Think Wealth, following someone on Twitter. You also have like Unusual Wells, which is someone that we watch a lot as well. But you want to have some type of reliable sources to, look into or read up on, especially when these news articles start to come out. So that way you know what to do next. All right, fam? Now, next topic we want to get into is Netflix. Now, Netflix just announced that they're doing a 10 for 1 split, family. This is major news. Major news. This is a huge opportunity because Netflix has been expensive for a long time. It's over $1,000 a share. So to the retail investor, this should be a lot of money because in order to own one share, you need at least $1,000. Now, Because they just announced this 10-for-1 split, that means that they're expecting more opportunity to come in and more investors to actually flow into the stock as well. What this means is if you own one share at $1,000, just for example, you'll eventually have 10 shares worth around $100 each. All right. Now, the total value stays the same. It's just a slice thinner. All right. So the pie doesn't change. It's just more slices. Now, this move does open the door for new retail investors, like I was saying. It's a cheaper entry, it's more accessibility, and it's a confidence signal from Netflix management that they feel like that the company is doing good and that can go up a little bit higher, especially with all the news that they have coming out. So you have to be in this stock by November 10th, and that's Tuesday at the time of this recording. This is a Sunday. The split goes live for trading on November 17th. So in order for you to get your 10 shares, you need to own it before the 10th, and then live trading on the 17th, which is, I think, the next Monday. So next week on Monday, you'll be able to see that whatever Netflix, however many Netflix you own, whether in Robinhood buying fractions, eventually you'll see the 10-for-1 split affect your account there in a good way. So what's the play? Remember, splits do not change the fundamentals. Netflix is still Netflix. Strong content. They tightened up on the passwords. They have a solid global base. And so Netflix is still doing their thing. I think this is a really good play to own, no matter if you paid the $1,000 or if you had one share at $100 after the split. Now, what this split can do is invite new attention, and that can create short-term momentum. If you're long term, this is a good time to reevaluate your thesis, especially when it comes to Netflix. And if you ever bearish on it, you may want to evaluate that as well. Now, the reason why I believe in the stock is the growth story, the brand power, and just the buzz alone. All right. Imagine going on Netflix and you're able to see everything that you could have saw on HBO Max and Stars. It's a plus to own a Netflix. Now, the thing is, you want to make sure that you're smart when it comes to any type of investment. Some people like to wait until the split happens because after the split, you may see a pullback. It kind of happened with Nvidia. There was some macro data that happened that made Nvidia pull back a little bit. But after the split, you may also see another pullback. So you could wait. Or if you just want to get into the game now because you feel like it's going to run up, you can do that as well. Either way, if you have a long-term look, this is still a great opportunity. You don't want to think short-term. You want to think, 3, 5 years from now, where that stock could be after that. All right, family? So the action moves for the week. All right. Here's how to move smart through all the noise. You want to tighten up your watch list. Stick with companies that have real cash flow and leadership, not just hype. Netflix, Nvidia, Apple. These still move the market, but know why you're in them. Don't just buy it because you heard Buddy up the road saying he just bought a whole bunch of Apple and he made a few $100 off of it. That's not why you buy stocks. You buy stocks because you believe in the company and the management's vision. You believe in that everyone and their mama want to have a Netflix account. You believe in that the AI story is real and if you need to own NVIDIA, that's the reason why you want to buy these companies. And secondly, you want to stay liquid when the government plays these games. Right, family? What does liquid mean? You want to have cash available. You don't want to have to wait 3 to 5 business days for your cash to hit and then you're trying to make a move. Now you're 3 to 5 days late. All right. So make sure you stay liquid, have that money ready in your brokerage account so that way you can make moves as soon as the news hits. Shutdowns hit confidence fast. Cash is a position. You don't have to own stuff all the time. When you just have cash on hand, that is sometimes the biggest catalyst to what you can do next. Because when you have that cash ready, let's say a news article dropped today, you can jump right in there today because it takes no longer than an hour for the market to run up. Friday, the market was dumping. Literally within an hour or two, the market was at highs for the day, and it ran over up 1%. So it's the same with the crypto markets as well. You want to make sure that you have that cash available just in case you need to buy some Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP from Stellar. Things run fast in this market right now, family. And you don't have to, swing every single pitch that comes your way. You don't have to jump on everything because when you do that, then you start to run out of cash. Sometimes you just need to protect your plate, whatever you got there. Make sure you got that chilling. As long as you're in the game, you're in the game. Don't confuse momentum with direction. A lot of people are jumping thinking a Green Day means a comeback until data starts dropping again and we're trading off of the straight vibes. Like, I think this is a good day. I feel like it's gonna be green because, I just my boy said that SoFi is gonna go up, so I just feel like everything else is gonna go up. It does not work like that, family. It really does not. So be patient and trade small if you trade at all. And if you're new to the game, please use the paper account. All right, family? You do not have to jump in everything with your real money. This is not the casino. And the market does not, the market does not, how can I put this? The market does not treat new people well. It really doesn't, family. I know a lot of people that got into the game, they made some money, now they're depositing $1,000, $5,000, thinking that they're getting ready to take over, and it's all gone like that. You can't chat down to somebody and say, yo, lost my money, it was a mistake. You can't get it back. There's no receipts. You can't get your money back. No, none of that in the market, family. So you gotta remember where we're at. You gotta know the risk and also the reward. All right, fam? Your job is to stay consistent, do it, and do not use emotions when it comes to the market, family. Now, same as that time, we need to remember the markets ended mixed. Even though at the end of the day it ran up, there still wasn't solid news on that the economy was opening back up. So be careful. Now, when the reopen happens, if Congress starts to come through on their promise, there's still no final deal yet, but if they do, you are going to see a nice solid rally. All right. You still have to be prepared for what the Fed may do when it comes to, the rate cuts coming up in December. If they do it, if they don't do it, we want to be prepared for all that. So stay tuned for any type of, macro or economic news or any type of readings coming out. Now, when everybody else is chasing headlines, that's usually your cue to slow down and study the market, see what's going on, family. All right. Now, here's the truth. Markets move in cycles. All right. They don't move in miracles. Whenever it's split, the government drama, all that is just noise. If you don't have a plan, this is all just noise. So keep your cash game tight. Keep your watch list clean. You want to make sure that you have solid plays that's not going to let you down. Anything that's speculative, get it out of your watch list. Now, if you got the money to risk, the money to lose, hey, do what you want to do. But if you're looking to, stick to the game, you want to be disciplined, then really lock in and go back to your drawing board. Make sure that everything is tight and that you're going to win no matter what the market does. Remember, family, the market it's always going to reward patience, not panicking. All right, fam. So y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments. Let us know if there's any plays that y'all watching. We always here to help, family. We got the Discord. It's free. Y'all tap in with us. We get back to you as soon as we can. We give out free plays every single week. All right, family. So let us know what's up. The Wolf, my Peace.